Long ago, there lived a man named Jonah. He wasn't just any man. He was a prophet, which meant God spoke to him directly, giving him important messages to share with the world. One day, God's voice came to Jonah with a clear but difficult command. "Go to the great city of Nineveh," God said. "I want you to tell the people there to turn away from their evil ways." Now, Nineveh was a huge, powerful city, but it had a dark reputation. Its people were known for being cruel and wicked. Jonah frankly didn't like them one bit. The idea of them being forgiven and saved just didn't sit right with him. So Jonah made a decision. He decided to run. Instead of heading east toward Nineveh, he went straight to the nearest seaport. He found a ship heading in the complete opposite direction, to a place called Tarshish. He paid his fare, boarded the ship, and set sail, thinking he could outrun God's call. As the ship pulled away from the shore, Jonah probably felt a sense of relief. He went down below deck, found a quiet corner, and fell into a deep, deep sleep. But here's the thing about running from God. You can't. God, who sees everything, saw Jonah on that ship. Suddenly, the sky turned dark. The wind began to howl, and massive waves started crashing against the vessel. A terrible storm erupted out of nowhere, tossing the ship back and forth like a toy. The sailors were terrified. They were experienced men of the sea, but they had never seen a storm like this. They started praying frantically to their own gods and began throwing the ship's cargo overboard to lighten the load, hoping it would save them. But the storm only raged on, getting stronger by the minute. In the midst of this chaos, the ship's captain found Jonah fast asleep. "How can you be sleeping at a time like this?" he shouted, shaking him awake. "Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he will have mercy on us and save us." At that moment, Jonah knew. The guilt washed over him. He couldn't hide any longer. Confessed to the sailors, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land." Then he told them the truth. "I am running away from the Lord. This storm is my fault." The sailors were stunned and even more frightened. They asked him, "What have you done? What should we do to you to make the sea calm down for us?" Jonah's reply was shocking. "Pick me up," he said, "and throw me into the sea. Then it will become calm. I know it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you." The sailors were good men. They didn't want to do it. They tried rowing with all their might to get back to land, but it was no use. The storm was too powerful. Finally, seeing no other choice, they prayed to God, asking for forgiveness for what they were about to do. They lifted Jonah and cast him into the raging sea. And in an instant, the moment Jonah hit the water, the storm stopped. The wind died down, the waves settled, and the sea became perfectly calm. The sailors were filled with awe. They praised God and made promises to serve him. But what about Jonah? As he sank into the dark depths of the ocean, his story was far from over. God wasn't finished with him yet. God sent a great fish, often pictured as a whale, to swallow Jonah whole. Inside the belly of this enormous creature, Jonah was alive. It was dark, wet, and incredibly lonely. Can you imagine? For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah sat in that strange living prison, surrounded by the deep sea. He had run as far as he could, and this is where it got him. In that darkness, with nowhere else to turn, Jonah finally did what he should have done from the start. He prayed. He cried out to God, admitting his mistake. "In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave, I called for help, and you listened to my cry." He realized that even in this impossible place, God had not abandoned him. He thanked God for saving his life from the pit of the ocean. And after 3 days, God heard Jonah's prayer. He commanded the fish, and it swam toward the shore and spit Jonah out onto dry land. Jonah was alive, but he was a changed man. He was humbled. He understood now that he couldn't escape God's plan. And then God's voice came to him a second time, with the very same message as before. "Go to the great city of Nineveh, and proclaim to it the message I give you, this time." Jonah obeyed. He got up and went to Nineveh. He walked through the vast city, a journey that took 3 days, and he shared God's warning. He told the people that in 40 days, their city would be overthrown because of their wickedness. And then, something truly amazing happened. The people of Nineveh listened. From the least of them to the greatest, they believed God's message. They were filled with remorse for their actions. The king of Nineveh himself took off his royal robes, put on sackcloth, and sat in dust, a sign of deep repentance. He declared a citywide fast, ordering everyone, even the animals, to fast and pray and turn from their evil ways. When God saw what they did, how they turned from their wickedness, he had compassion, showed them mercy, and did not bring about the destruction he had threatened. He forgave them. You would think Jonah would be happy, right? His mission was a success. But he wasn't. He was angry. He went out of the city, found a spot to sit, and complained to God. "Isn't this what I said, Lord, when I was still at home? This is why I was so quick to flee to Tarshish. I knew that you are a gracious and compassionate God, slow to anger and abounding in love. A God who relents from sending calamity." He was upset that the people he disliked had been shown mercy. Jonah was still missing the point. So God, in his patience, decided to teach him one more lesson. While Jonah was sitting and sulking, God provided a leafy plant to grow up quickly over him, giving him shade from the hot sun. Jonah was very happy about the plant. But the next day, God sent a worm to chew through the plant, and it withered and died. The sun beat down on Jonah's head, and he grew faint, wishing he were dead. Then God said to him, "Is it right for you to be angry about the plant?" "It is," Jonah said. "I am so angry, I wish I were dead." And then God delivered the final powerful lesson. He said, "You have been concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. It sprang up overnight and died overnight. And should I not have concern for the great city of Nineveh, in which there are more than 120,000 people who cannot tell their right hand from their left hand? Also many animals?" The story ends. We don't know what Jonah said next, but the lesson is for us. Jonah's story is a powerful reminder of a few things. First, we can't run from God's presence or his purpose for our lives. Second, God is a God of second chances. He didn't give up on Jonah, and he doesn't give up on us. Third, and perhaps most importantly, God's mercy is for everyone. It's not just for the people we like or the people we think deserve it. God cares deeply about all people, and his compassion is bigger than our prejudices, our anger, and our fear. Sometimes we run, sometimes we resist, but God is patient. He calls us again and again, inviting us into his story of love and redemption. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more.